Hey there. You know me, I'm Alex. I had an awesome 2 day journey to get to Arusha, Tanzania, which is where I am right now. I'm going to move out of the frame and let the iPad video camera zoom in. So that's out the window. I'm staying at a pretty fancy hotel, and you're looking at Mount Meru, and it's covered in the clouds. This is the second highest point after Mount Kilimanjaro. I can't be in the frame and also be talking at the same time, and frankly, that view is a lot prettier than me. So I'll just leave it like this, and I'm gonna try to talk as quickly as I can to describe how awesome and adventurous and uncertain my travels were. I was in Zanzibar a few days ago. I stayed for a week actually. Most of my time was on Paje, which is the east coast of the island. It's a small town, kind of in the middle of the east coast. Really beautiful place. I posted a few pictures. I need to talk really quickly because I think YouTube just has an upload limit of 10 minutes, and this could probably go on and on for like 40 minutes. But through my journey, most of the travel, was, I don't know, 500 or 600 kilometers, maybe more or less, who knows. But it was a far way to get from the island of Zanzibar to the mainland. The way I got there was from Dar es Salaam. I took a ferry. It was kind of like taking the ferry from Long Beach to Catalina. Just a lot more people, but other than that, very similar boat. But they have these other boats. They're sailboats. They're the traditional kind of what the fishermen use, and also lots of people who can't afford the ferry. That's how they travel back and forth from the mainland to Zanzibar, and that's how I wanted to go. I knew that tourists can do that, but you kind of just have to make those arrangements yourself. When I was in Dar, I had a Lonely Planet, and that just amazingly went missing. I'm not going to accuse anyone, but anyway, so I didn't have a guidebook. Someone told me Tonga's a cool place, and ultimately on Sunday I need to be in Arusha, which is where I am early, and so I knew Tonga was on the way. I do have a map, so I wanted to get to Tonga. That's where I told the people. I schmoozed a bunch of people on the beach. So I went from Paje to Nungwi, which is the north tip. I got to watch the sunset over the ocean, which was absolutely spectacular. I was in the ocean watching it and looking at the dhows as they come in. Whoa, the iPad is weird. Anyway, I got to talk quick. Wow, I don't know why that's going. I just wanted you to hear my voice because I'm too lazy to type this on an iPad anyway. Schmoozed a bunch of people, and everyone, they call them, even the locals, they call them flycatchers. They're looking for people like me, the Mzungus, the people who are white. Just assume they have money, they can spend more. Maybe we can take advantage of them, maybe not. There's guys. Basically, their business is hang out on the beach, sell, Maasai jewelry and dolphin tours and snorkeling and this and that. And if you need it, I got it. A few years ago, I worked for a spring break company, and I actually had that same job. It was just a lot more reliable. If I sold you a ticket to a booze cruise, you got on it. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So I probably entertain these guys a lot more. I always like the entrepreneurs and the salespeople. So schmoozed a bunch. One of them, practically became my best friend. He had a boat. He already had 4 Russian people that wanted to go to Tonga, and I could just be the 5th, and it'll be a lot cheaper. And you wanted to leave at 10. That's exactly when we're leaving. Why don't you just give me a small deposit now, and you can pay me the rest tomorrow? And we negotiated, and I thought I was getting a great price. Pay him my money, get so excited. Oh, by the way, we're going to go fishing on the way. We can get some barracuda, we can get some kingfish and dorado, and all this great food that I've already been eating when I was staying in Paje. And if you want, I'm going to be camping, and you can join me. It's just where the locals go, and everything will be perfect. So I am so excited, and I meet him at 10 a.m., which is where I'm supposed to meet him, and he's not there. Wait till 10:30, wait till 10:40, wait till 10:50, and nothing here is on time, and frankly, I'm in the most beautiful place in the world, so I do not mind waiting at all. He shows up, there's a problem with the boat, and also the captain, he's at a funeral, and it's excuse after excuse, and I don't care. I'm just excited to go. oh, but my friend, he has a car and we can drive to the other side of the island, and why don't we go with him, and we can go on another boat and it'll still be just as awesome. And I'm not even wondering yet, what about those 4 other Russian people? But anyway, oh, wow, this car that we thought was going to go can't drive. Okay, well, let's take the dollar. Okay, actually, it's $2. So these are the local kind of mini buses that drive around the island. They're very inexpensive, but they pack a lot of people, sometimes animals, and lots of things in and on top of them. Take 2 of those, we get to a small port called Nakatoni. This place is awesome. I'm definitely the only Mzungu. Everyone is staring at me. And I actually go to put my sunblock on, and I get a lot of stares, and it has this weird scent. I think it was made in like Saudi Arabia. It's all written in Arabic, except that I think it's called Ruby Gold Girl is the brand name. But anyway, so it has this like weird moisturizer smell, and all these people are getting turned off. Wow, I only have 4 more minutes to talk. This is going to go really fast. So it's one thing after another. You know, the boat was supposed to leave at 10, and we were going to get there at 1 or 2. Now it's like 12, and now it's 1, now it's 2, and I'm watching all these stingrays get brought in off these boats, and they're cutting them up, and that's really cool to see. But it's getting really hot, and everyone is staring at me, and I don't know what's going on. Eventually, the boat leaves. It's time for the boat to go. You know, I buy my ticket. I get ripped off for another $10 US for an immigration charge, and had to give someone my passport for 10 minutes, and, you know, is he ever going to come back? But that works out. Now it's time to get on the boat, and we walk and walk and walk through the water. I'm carrying all my stuff. Thankfully, I have a plastic bag, which is what my wallet's in, because my shorts are getting wet. Then we get on a dinghy. I have to pay another 300 shillings, you know, which is just like, I don't know, 30 or 40 cents. But still, it's like one thing after another. Get on the boat, and there's already a million people, a million things. I mean, you know, burlap sacks of rice and flour and spices, and there's animals and children and so much stuff. And like, I'm sitting on someone's knee, someone's leg is on me, and more dinghies are coming up to this sailboat. You know, they're called the Dow, and do a Google, you could see them. They're really awesome, but really packed tight with people. And then we go. And I'm thinking we're going to Tonga. That's where I wanted to go, and there's a few other people. You know, one of them wants me to spend 100,000 shillings to buy his sister, who's sitting right next to me, for the night. That was very uncomfortable. And then lots of, you know, there are a few of these younger guys that knew some English. One of them had all these Rihanna and Beyonce songs on his phone, and I don't even know, you know, any of their songs, but he, you know, just assumes I know them all and I can sing along with him. Teach a bunch of people some English. You know, this, what I thought was a 3-hour boat ride, turns into 6 or 7. There's not a single life jacket at all. You know, these boats kind of go down sometimes, sometimes the boats sink. You know, there's no connection between me and anyone in the outside world, aside from this really awesome girl, Tuva, who I met on the island. This is a whole other story. There were 2 really big connections I had. This is probably going to turn into 2 10-minute videos, because there's no way I'm going to get through this whole thing. And if you're still listening, I'm glad this is interesting to you, because 2 of the big connections I made, you know, having all this time traveling on my own, I don't have anyone to complain to, and frankly, when there's no one to complain to, life is really good. That wasn't even one of the big connections. So one of the big connections is how important it is for me to share my well-being with other people. You know, at home it's like, I'll send a Twitter, I'll do a Facebook update. I don't care if anyone else is looking. I know some people do care a lot about me, and I really appreciate that, and it means a lot to me. But even if they're not, I'm sharing with people. You know, if they wanted to know how I am, they can find out. The only person I have in this whole world as I'm on this boat is Tuva. She's the only Tanzania cell phone number I know, and I can text her. And I asked her before I left, is it okay if I gave you my emergency contact info? And if I don't check in with you by Thursday morning, send an email to my mom. Let her know that I'm probably fine, but this is the last place I was. You know, if I'm going to be missing, which I don't want to happen, I want people at home to know that that was, you know, the last place I was. So I'm thinking a lot about her, and I'm thinking a lot about how beautiful it is where I am, but how challenging it is for so many of the people. I need to stop this video now, and I'll record another one.